my name is Pastor Andy Schreier from Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm standing here in front of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. On September 22nd, 1863, Abraham Lincoln issued a decree that all slaves within the Confederate States would be set free on January 1st, 1863. The decree was known as the Emancipation Proclamation, and it set all the slaves in our country free. On a dark Friday, 2,000 years ago, our Savior Jesus also issued an Emancipation Proclamation. With his dying breaths there on the cross, he cried out, "It is finished." It was all taken care of. It was all paid for. On that cross, Jesus paid the price to set us free from our slavery. Because whether we realize it or not, all of us are born into this world slaves. Slaves to sin. And you can even see that slavery today in that we keep falling into these same stupid sins over and over again. Every day, no matter how hard we try, we keep on sinning because we are all slaves to sin. Because we are slaves to sin, we are also slaves to death. No matter what you do, no matter how well you exercise, no matter how well you eat, one day you are going to die. And when we die because of our slavery to sin, we are condemned to an eternity in the prisons of hell. But on that cross, Jesus, God himself, took our place and suffered our punishment. Not only dying our death, but on that cross, Jesus suffered the punishment from God the Father for all the bad things we would ever do. He suffered the punishment of hell in our place to the point where he cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" But when he had paid it all, he cried out, "It is finished." We are free. But there's a little bit more to the story of the Emancipation Proclamation. In 1863, they were still in the middle of the Civil War. None of the southern states actually set any of their slaves free yet. In fact, the last state to set their slaves free from the Confederacy was the state of Texas. The slaves there didn't know until June 19th, 1865, when General Gordon Granger rode into Galveston, Texas, and proclaimed all the slaves to be free. They had been set free 2 years earlier, but they didn't know it. As long as they didn't know it, they were still in slavery. And the same is true in our world today. Jesus paid the price to set all people free from their slavery to sin and death and hell. But they're still slaves if they don't know about it. They're still slaves if they don't believe it. And that's why Jesus has sent us out, like General Granger, to tell everyone we can of the freedom he has won for us, to be proclaimers of emancipation.